Welcome to Minecraft Levitated. So in the last episode, we worked on getting ourselves an ME system. So now we can come in here and look up all of our different things, and if we wanted to craft up something such as a mill, we could click all these items in, see that we don't have one of them, and go through the process of crafting everything that we need to, because we have this kind of stuff in the system. And it's very, very nice. It makes things a lot easier on me. Now, what I've done in between episodes is I've kind of organized the base a little bit. I disconnected the storage bus that is hooked up to the drawer controller underneath the crafting terminal and started putting some of these little things away that we don't have a lot of, and made this wall identical to this wall, and by wall I mean corner. Made this corner kind of identical to this corner, and then we put up more compacting drawers. We made a few things such as this evil infused ingot. We made a little bit of signalum. We made a little bit of lumium. And quite a few other things. So I did make a bunch of these thermal expansions machines. We have the induction smelter here. This is how we made the lumium and signalum. Over here I have a redstone furnace. This thing has been upgraded with a couple of augments in them. The upgrade kits are really not too bad as far as crafting goes. We had to make some invar and some bronze. Bronze is, what is it? It's copper and tin, and then invar is nickel and iron. One nickel per 2 iron, and that's how you make these upgrade kits. We had to make some gears, and I will show you how we're making gears. One thing I also did was make this magma crucible, and I've hooked up a cobblestone generator on the bottom of it because I needed to make some basalt and a couple other things. So I crafted this igneous extruder, which if we look, igneous. This thing is a pretty neat little machine. That's not what I wanted to do. It just needed some invar. It needed a machine frame, these copper gears, redstone reception coil, which is redstone alloy and gold. This is just an alloy of redstone and silicone in our alloy smelter. The machine frame uses this machine chassis that we made a couple of episodes ago. And that is pretty much what you use these for, is this machine frame for all of the thermal expansion machines. Now, the neat thing about the igneous extruder is we can make stone, we can make diorite, we can make andesite, we can make basalt, we can make granite, we can make obsidian, and we can make cobblestone. Now, if you make this augment here, it says water is no longer consumed for operation. So I put in a bucket of water. And normally you just have to put in like a bucket of lava and feed this thing with water, I think is how it normally works. But I put water in and then gave it some lava, and it started making obsidian for me, and then we needed lava. Now my bucket only had 68, or my drum only had 68 buckets of lava in it. So I made this magma crucible, found out that we can make lava from it. And that's why we have the cobblestone generator. All of this stuff is for future use. We're going to need quite a bit of basalt, and I think what I have here, 3,162, will do us. Actually, I have a drawer over here with some basalt in it. Yep, we're going to need to go ahead and get our packing tape and move that drawer over to here. Remove all the items out of this one and just replace them. No big deal. That is this setup here. The redstone furnace is for us to make it easier to smelt things because we can upgrade this. Let's see, redstone furnace right here. Pretty easy craft, just some copper gears, another machine frame, this reception coil. I went ahead and ran a bunch of redstone and silicone through our alloy smelter and made all of these different machines. Put them up in this little corner, and before I had this tank right there that was full of water sitting right here, so we moved it. And this one you can see is orange in color. I did actually make the signalum upgrade kit, which is difficult to make. You need cryrothium dust, electrum gears, and signalum. Signalum is just a blend of copper, silver, and destabilized redstone. This we get from throwing redstone in the smeltery. Same thing with lumium. It's tin, silver, and glowstone. Same craft, and then you just smelt this up, but you need the induction smelter for that. So that's why we crafted this guy up. Moving along here, we did make a mechanical drying basin here because I wanted to make a bunch of bookshelves, and this is an easier way to throw leather in here and have it dry for us. And these two right here work in conjunction with each other, so why not put it here, hooked it up with power as you can see there. Now over here next to our compression chamber, I did make this enchanter from extra utilities, making some different things. There are speed upgrades that you can make from extra utilities, and these you can only have a maximum of 4. These you can have a max of 16, and these you can have a max of a stack. They don't speed up any different, it's just the amount that you can put in. Like I have 4 upgrades in here, and that is the max that we can use. So each one uses 1 grid power. We got to keep that in mind whilst we're using these different speed upgrades. And that is why I'm creating the magical ingots and the magical apples and the enchanted ingots, is so we can make some magical upgrades. That'll become apparent later with what we're working on. This is just future stuff. This enchanter does need a set of bookshelves, like a normal enchantment table from Minecraft. You can use this magical wood or anything like it for bookshelves, and it says this boosts the maximum level enchanting tables by 2.5 levels. So you need about 8 of these to get this thing, as opposed to 15 normal bookshelves. And the other thing that we can use is the pylons from Britannia. I spelt that wrong. Pylon. You can actually use 3 of these Gaia pylons and have this thing running. That's what I did to start this thing to get the magical wood. And again, all of this stuff is just prepping for the future, because our next quest wants us to make this overworld star, then orb of life, and then we need to make a rainbow generator, and then make rainbow ingots. So that is part of that. We needed the enchanter. If we look at the overworld star, we had to make these evil infused ingots, which are made in the enchanter with iron ingots and a nether star, so that is why we made that. Now the next change to the base you guys will see is we did make this room identical to this room. And so far I have 2 machines set up in here, nice and tucked away. We have the crusher from Immersive Engineering. This we can put items in here, it will pull those items up, drop them in, it'll crush them, and it'll pull it into those chests and then back over to this chest here. And this is how we can get the hop graphite ingot, or at least the hop graphite dust. In a crusher, we need to send coal coke, and then it will make this coke dust, as you see right here. And we were making the coal coke over there in the coke oven. And then we can take that graphite dust, what is it called? It's called coke dust, and we can run it through this industrial squeezer here, and that will turn it into the hop graphite dust. And then we can take the hop graphite dust and smelt it up to get the hop graphite ingots. Again, we needed that. We needed 1 ingot for the overworldian star. And then I also made this glitch-infused sword because the recipe of this has changed. And this doubles the amount of kills that count towards your data modules in here. So in our deep learner, we can't really see it, but we need 30 to go on our wither. So I actually only need to kill 15 more withers. I only need to kill 15 more skeletons, things like that. It's just a quality of life upgrade. And we mirrored this side because I like the way this turned out. I am eventually going to start moving like the thermal expansion machines, and there are some other machines that we're going to get into that will go into these hallways nice and neat. I also have this room over here with some layout, and this will become apparent later on when we start looking at the rainbow generator and what it's going to take to get that guy kind of up and running. We're probably not going to get it up and running today, but we're definitely going to take a look at it, and I went ahead and built a room for it too to kind of finalize this area. I still do have plans of using this room for farming, but right now we've got other things to attend to. I also am going to put in an arc furnace back here because we are going to need one, as well as potentially putting in maybe a diesel generator or two. So with the last update of the pack, I kind of talked about the flux networks was added to the pack. So I did make myself a flux plug, and I did make this gargantuan storage. This thing was ridiculous to make. For it, you need 6 Herculean flux storage tanks, and for that, you need 6 basic flux storage tanks per one of these. So 6 times 6, we needed 36 basic flux. Take 36 times 6, and that's how much flux blocks we needed. It was a lot of crafting. This is a crazy recipe here. We went over to the main end island and put a piece of obsidian above the bedrock. You drop your redstone on this block here and then left click the obsidian and it will slam down and turn it into flux. And it was quite the recipe. And then when you get into here, this is why we needed all of that obsidian. And then these omnidirectional connectors. This is getting into integrated dynamics, which we haven't really messed around with. I do have a bunch of this crystallized cores chunk and crystallized mineral chunk because you can use this stuff to make this block. And I was going to use this block, but instead I ended up using the blue mineral stuff for the stairs down below. But anyway, we have this. This thing can hold 128 million RF. So this thing is where our main storage is going to come from. I'm probably going to take this flux network. You can create networks right here. And I do believe I accidentally made 2 networks. I do want to delete this one eventually, but right now everything's running off of this network, which is draining from this right here. This plug is feeding this guy, and then what I need to do is put a flux plug on this and then feed everything off of it. So we're not necessarily draining out of our solar panel. We're going to be draining out of our 128 million RF that we have stored. One thing to note in the changes or the update that came to the pack is it no longer costs experience to go to these different places that we have for our waystones. So we do have one called the Wither Killer. We came off of this island a little bit, and I crafted up this reinforced obsidian, which was a pain. It's witherproof, but it requires grains of infinity and obsidian. Again, another reason why I needed a bunch of obsidian. And then this dark iron bars, which is dark steel ingots, which is an alloy of coal dust, iron, and obsidian. Again, I needed a bunch of obsidian. So here we go. That is what this is. We could do it a little bit cheaper with steel, but our steel is kind of valuable at the moment. And I made a little over a stack, about a stack and a half of this stuff, and we can spawn our wither in here. And he can't get out. The first one I killed, I didn't have this top portion on, and he did squeeze out. And then we just run this glitch-infused sword when he gets down to the last little bit of health, and it counts as 2. And this is our wither killing area. I did spawn in a bunch more withers over there. I covered this thing in a bunch of lava because we're making lava. Yeah, we've been busy. So back home, that is the reason too. I haven't talked about it, I don't think, in a single episode, but I took down the nether portal because it was just noisy. So now that we're back home and that is all the things that we've done off camera, let's go ahead and take a look at crafting up this overworld star. Should be easy for us. We have crafted everything. Manulin, let's go through this. The manulin is just iridite and cobalt in a alloy furnace. Terra steel, you guys seen how we make that. It's a mana diamond, mana steel, and mana pearl with a half mana pool of mana. We did all that to get our armor. We went over the hop graphite. The demon ingot right here says, legends tell of ancient creatures from before the dawn of humans whose bodies were deformed by the heavens. They fled to a strange realm beneath the earth and built elaborate temples of worship to their new homeland. They infused the bones of their dead with dark energy and weaved constructs of living flame, but most powerful creations were lava wells where they would throw special metals, hoping that their tribute would be answered by riches. So basically, what all of that means is you take gold and you surround a lava pool with nether brick, like we have right here, and you throw gold into this lava, and there's about like an 80 to 85% chance that it will turn into a demon ingot. Pretty easy stuff. We went over the Signalum, we went over the Evil Infused Ingot. Elementium is just throwing 2 mana steel through the Alfheim portal. And then the Lumium, we did talk about that too. It is a blend with tin, silver, and energized glowstone. Energized glowstone, take 10 glowstone and throw it in our smelter, and then we pull it back out in a bucket. We can do it now with the magma crucible and a fluid transposer, which we do have somewhere in our system. But let's go ahead and craft the overworld star. Nice. Quest complete. Some of these other quests, I don't know if I'm going to get to them. This one might be nice, the Aversion Obelisk. It creates stops mobs from spawning, which would be nice to get the Endermen away from our base. I may look into that after the episode. But let's see. So this is right here. Remember those elves? They said they're willing to give you some more information about the overworld if you have some kind of artifact that they are interested in. Clearly you have none, but this fake artifact that you forged with the Nether Star might just do the trick. So I think what we got to do with this guy is we got to go over here and we got to go throw it through our Alfheim portal. Aha! There it is. There's the Orb of Life. So obtain the Orb of Life. Hey, they fell for it, or they fell for it. You indeed got a lot more info about the overworld now. Good news is, building a portal to the overworld is possible even though the old obsidian portal no longer works. Bad news is, you need to channel the power of the rainbow to do it. But rainbow? In the end? So we're going to queue this thing on the ground and hope that this quest... Yeah, I mean, we got it. Oh, right-click to gain some information. Okay. You can now travel to the overworld. Perfect. So now it says, well, after days of searching, you finally found it. But getting this thing working is not easy at all. Sure, you can do it manually, but setting up automations will save you a lot of trouble. Craft a rainbow generator. Okay, so I don't think there's any... let's get out of there. I don't think there's any uses for this guy, the Orb of Life, Orb of Life. There's no real uses for it, but we're going to go ahead and throw it in the system anyway. And now we're going to look at the rainbow generator. So the rainbow generator is actually crafted up with a top half and a bottom half. So the top half of the rainbow generator is 8 of these generators from extra utilities, and the bottom half is the other 8. If we look up at extra generator, we can see that there is, I don't know why this one is here, but there's a survival generator, furnace generator, culinary generator, magmatic, heated redstone, ender, potion generator, pink generator, overclocked, explosive, nether star, halitosis, frosty, death generator, disenchantment, slimy generator. That's a lot of stuff. Now, the thing about the rainbow generator is when all the other generators are creating power, taste the unlimited power of the rainbow. I do believe that this thing generates something like 25 million RF per tick. It's absolutely insane. But the downside is we have to get all of these generators running, and they all run off different stuff. Now, off camera, I should have left that up. Off camera, I did go ahead and craft a bunch of these machine blocks. We can make them with the industrial machine chassis, but they are a lot cheaper to do it with the unstable ingots, so we went over to our trusty crafting table over there and blew ourselves up a couple of times. And I should have enough of these machine blocks to craft all of these generators. So the survival generator is the only one that doesn't need a machine block. It just needs a furnace. And then everything else needs a machine block. Now the culinary generator, the magmatic, the slimy, all of these guys need a furnace generator. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to craft ourselves two of each of these generators. We need one for the craft of the bottom and top half of the rainbow generator, and then we need one to run. The next thing that we need to keep in mind is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 generators here that require a furnace generator. Let me double check that because, yep, the heated redstone requires the magmatic, which requires the furnace generator. So 28 of these furnace generators is needed. Now, I should have looked at this recipe before because I'm going to need a bit more electrical steel. I do not believe I have a lot. No, I have 29. The recipe for this is iron, silicone, and coal dust. Alright, so now we know what we're going to do. We're going to go pulverize some coal and make some electrical steel. Okay, that was fun. But I do have myself 32 furnace generators. I miscounted. There's 14 generators here, plus the actual 2 furnace generators I need. That gives me a total of 16 times 2. We need 32. So we did make the 2 survivalist generators, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of each kind in each one of these chests. One of these will be to place, and one of these will be to craft the rainbow generator. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get our hands on some energetic alloy, and I believe I already have some crafted. This is a pretty easy recipe. In the alloy smelter, it is just redstone, gold, and glowstone dust. So other than a couple of buckets of lava, I think we should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself one more. And now what we should be able to do is throw these furnace generators in the system, craft ourselves one magmatic generator. Oh, I am wrong. We are going to need 2 more buckets because we need 4 magmatic generators. Let's grab that bucket back. We'll grab ourselves 1 and 2, and we'll go over here. We are cooking up some redstone alloy. About out of silicone as it sits right now. And let's put this in here, that in the system, a lava bucket, magmatic, lava bucket, bam. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can take these 2, put one in the chest, one in that chest, and now take a look at the heated redstone. Now this is going to require redstone alloy and then a redstone alloy block. Oh my goodness. So much redstone alloy. I don't know if I made enough. I made a stack, and I bet you we burned through. We're going to need redstone alloy for all of this. So redstone alloy. I have enough to make 2 blocks. I have enough to make the heated generator. And I knew that this was going to be a process today. So, we've made it to the ender generators. So we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We need 44 redstone alloy ingots. And what do we have? Let's see. Alloy. I have the 3 that are in the crafting table now. So, we're going to grab some more redstone. We're going to grab some more silicone. Yep, we are almost out. And we're going to run this through our alloy smelter again. And that should be enough. So what I'm going to do whilst that is cooking down is I'm going to run through all of the crafting recipes and make sure that we have everything that we need. Okay, so our next generator should be the ender generator. We should be able to make... Seriously, I don't have ender pearls. Oh my goodness. Ender pearl. Do we have an easy way to make them? I think we do. Ooh, that uses an emerald though. I don't want to do that. I cannot believe that I don't have enough. I think we're just gonna have to go slay ourselves some endermen real quick. Much better. There we go. We have the 2 ender generators. Let's look at the potion generator. We are going to need to... No. I was going to say we're going to need to make brewing stands, but I did check beforehand, and I have 3 in the system. The pink generator, we are going to need to make pink dye, which is going to require us to make some, or grab some rose red and some bone meal. And let's see, we need 10 just for that. We need 12 for the piece of wool here. So we'll make the 2 pieces of wool. We will make the 2 pieces of pink wool. And now we should have everything to make 2 pink generators. Perfect. The overclocked, we should have everything that we need for that. The TNT generator, that's one I skipped over. Gunpowder. How do we make you? Yeah, that'll be enough. That's easy enough. Luckily, we have those recipes handy. I actually skipped over this one, like I said. I can't believe it. We should have more than enough stuff to make 2 nether star generators, which is an advancement made. The halitosis, we should have everything that we need for that. The frosty generator, I went and got myself a couple pieces of ice. The death generator, we should be able to make as soon as we craft up the spider eye. Ooh, we're out of rotten flesh. That's right, I turned it all into leather. Okay, but as luck would have it, I should be running some simulations of pristine zombie matter. So we should be able to just get ourselves a little bit of rotten flesh from that. You know what, we're going to go ahead and let that iteration run like that, and we'll just take that out for now. We don't need that much. It is the easiest way for us to get leather. So we'll throw that in there. We will... Oh man, I just dropped my chisel. We want that back. And now we should be able to craft everything that we need. 2 death generators like so. The disenchantment generators, I was cooking up the magical wood whilst we were waiting for everything else. So the magical wood down there, we'll throw that in the system there, and now we should be able to make 2 disenchantment generators. Last but not least, 2 slimy generators. Perfect. So now what I should do... I should just go ahead and move this stuff out of into my inventory like so. Trying to keep these guys kind of somewhat organized. And now we should be able to craft ourselves the bottom half. We do need 2 of these redstone resonating crystals. Perfect. Bottom half, get. Top half. What am I missing? Culinary generator? Did I really not make that? Furnace generator. I did not. How did I miss that one? Okay, so we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. I guess I made too many of these furnace generators. Now let's get the top half. And we are done. We can now make the rainbow generator. Boom. Perfect. So that does not complete the quest. Or actually it does. I thought we had to get it running to complete the quest. But we need to craft some rainbow ingots. So let's take a look at those. And let's get this off of our deal here. So rainbow ingot. That is going to be made in a arc furnace with a block of uranium, ender crystal, prescient crystal, and rainbow stone. Rainbow stone is made in the resonator whilst the rainbow generator is active utilizing stone burnt, and this does not tell me a time of how long this actually takes. So the ingots, I guess I just need one? Right click a Bifrost block with a rainbow ingot to turn it into a rainbow block. Ah, interesting. Rainbow stone. Okay, rainbow block. Here we go. Right click a Bifrost block with a rainbow ingot to turn it into a rainbow block. So I've got to make a Bifrost block and then click it with a rainbow ingot. And that's how we do it. So we need a minimum of 10 of these so we can make a portal. Which means I need 10 blocks of uranium. I just barely found uranium in the inside the nether. I mean, we've got a little bit. We almost have what we need. We can probably go mine out the rest of it and have our 10 blocks. But the rainbow stone is the big key component, and then we need a vibrant crystal with a soul vial filled with an enderman. That's pretty easy. Vibrant crystal is just vibrant alloy around an emerald. And then we're going to need a vibrant crystal with a shulker. Okay, that's easy. So we're going to need 10 of these and 10 of the other crystals. That should be easy for us to make, but we are going to need to make a soul binder, something I have not made yet. And these heads might be a problem. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So we do have all the generators set up, and we are going to need to get them running. Now, each one, obviously, is a different thing. Let's go ahead and just get these out of here. So the survival generator, the furnace generator, and the overclocked generator, I believe, all run off of smeltable items. They simply run off of wood. The culinary generator, I guess we can set right here. The magmatic and the heated redstone generator, these are going to run off of lava, and this one is lava with redstone in it. Now we have, let's just get these guys down on the hotbar. The ender generator, the potion generator, the pink generator. Slimy's going to be a little bit tricky. We will go ahead and place down the ender pearl generator and the potion generator. This guy I actually want to rotate. Something like that. Perfect. And then we'll have the TNT generator, we'll have the nether star generator, we'll have the death generator and the halitosis generator over here. And then we'll kind of go with the rest of them. We'll have the disenchantment, the pink, the slimy, and the frosty generator here. And then, of course, dead smack in the middle, we are going to have the rainbow generator. Which for some reason I cannot put down. Interesting. Oh, I see. I need to take the handcrafted... They tweak some things on us. I need to take the handcrafted rainbow generator with an assembly controller to get this. So the assembly controller is going to need to be made, which was a quest, and then it looks like I'm going to need to make the assembly laser, the assembly input-output unit, the assembly input-out unit export-import, and then an assembly platform. Goodness. Okay, well, before I do all of that and dive into a whirlwind of stuff, like I said, the survival generator, the furnace generator, and the overclocked generator all will run on wood. The problem with the overclocked generator is the speed in which it runs. This thing will burn through stuff pretty quick, and it doesn't say. It says burn time 300 ticks, but that's not the truth here. This thing, if you put a piece of wood in, it just burns it and it's done. So we're going to have to get a large quantity of wood set up to keep this thing running. The culinary generator, as we know, runs on food. We have a ton of apples, no big deal. We're creating lava upstairs right now for these two generators, and then we just have to put redstone in here, which isn't a problem. The ender generator runs off ender pearls. We're just going to get ourselves a little bit of ender pearls, probably run through a little bit of deep mob learning to get ourselves some more ender pearls and get this thing running. The potion generator, I do believe that this thing will work off of water bottles. Yep. Here we go. See, this one has water bottle 0.5 seconds, mundane potion 1 second. And if you go through all of these, it tells you like 4 seconds for the potion of strength. Obviously, none of these are that great. The lingering potion of night vision does 16 seconds. And visibility will do 32 seconds. Let's go to one of the last pages. Doesn't look like anything better than 32 seconds. So what we're probably going to do is just utilize the bottle of water, because we can refill these easily with a tank and have that just going back and forth easy enough. The explosion generator, let's see, generator, and it is, explosive generator. This thing actually runs on TNT. So one block of TNT will do 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll get ourselves a decent amount of TNT. We just have to be careful because it will blow us up. Nether star generator, you guessed it, runs on nether stars. I do believe that this thing is 2 minutes, so we're going to have to get ourselves quite a few nether stars in this thing. The death generator itself runs on bones, bone blocks, rotten flesh, so on and so forth. These are all the same time, so we're probably just going to go with rotten flesh because it's easy for us to get. The halitosis generator, this one is the fun one. This one runs off of dragon's breath. But one dragon's breath lasts for 10 minutes. So, if we did what we should have at the very beginning of the season, we have some dragon's breath. The disenchantment, this one is another interesting one as it runs differently depending on the book that you have in there. You can see these times fluctuating. And what we're going to do is probably look through here and find one with the best enchantment. And I believe that that's going to have something to do with probably like a protection 4. There you go. Efficiency 4 lasts for 16 minutes. Or protection 5 does anyway, so yeah, we're going to get some of that stuff. The pink generator runs off of anything pink. So pink wool, pink glass, pink terracotta, pink stained glass. All of the times are the same for no matter what we get. But the best thing that we can probably get is going to be the stained glass, because we can make pink glass and then craft it down to the glass panes, and it's going to work out really nice for us. The frosty generator here runs off of ice, packed ice, snowballs, snow, or snow layers. None of these are that great. Ice and packed ice are the best, and I do believe... not ice, I'm sorry. I do believe that snowballs is something that we can make fairly easy from a glacial precipitator right here. So we can make this thing from thermal expansion, speed it up, and just pump snowballs into this. Now the slimy generator is the last one that we haven't talked about, and this uses slime and milk. 24 seconds is what this thing lasts, so we're going to need to pump it full of slime balls, which we have quite a bit of. And milk, we are going to have to set up a little bit of a system with our cow that we have packed away. up here should be right here. So we can get that up and running. So we got a lot of things to do before we can get the rainbow generator up and running, and then we have to make sure that we have some stone burnt in here. Now, the one thing that we can do is we can increase this resonator with some upgrades and have the stone burnt running, have the, keep an eye on this while the rainbow generator is running to see how we're using for our grid power. So, with all of that being said, now what I need to do is get myself an assembly controller and all of these different machines set up and figure this out from Pneumatic because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Alright. I have crafted up everything that I should need to make this into an actual rainbow generator, and then we had to go and get this assembly program because we need a laser program, and this required us to get the old Amidron tablet out. We had to make this pneumatic wrench, use up the charging station because we do have a bunch of pressure built up, but I don't think we need this pressure chamber anymore, so we're going to go ahead and delete it. That is going to waste a bunch of pressurized air. And then we're going to set this guy back down. Something like that. So now we should be able to put down the assembly controller. And this is what needs pressure. We can hook it up just like that. We'll put our security upgrade in there and we'll go ahead and let this thing start building pressure. Now, the next thing that we're going to need is going to be these two guys and a chest. Now, I did do a little research on this so I knew what to do. But I guess we can just do that. These two arms here have to be able to reach this chest, and then we should be able to change this guy so one's blue and one's orange. And now the only other thing that we need is going to be the assembly platform and then our laser, which can be anywhere along these blocks here. We'll just put it there for grins, and then in here is where we're going to put our program. And now when this gets up to about 3.5 bars, we should be able to see this thing in action. We'll put our rainbow generator in here. And hopefully this thing will build up pressure shortly. And whilst we're doing that, we'll go ahead and dump some inventory items. I did have to break out the old Amidron tablet. And we are getting very, very low on emeralds. Let me wait till this builds pressure. There we go. We can see the arm in action. This thing says it's running instead of standby. I like the fact that this kind of follows you around. But you should grab the rainbow generator and place it on here. And from what I've seen, this is very, very slow process. We'll go ahead and get rid of this and this. We don't need that. And then our laser should come over here and laser it up and then put it back over into the chest. I do like the animation of this. I just wish, I guess, it was a little bit faster. And it's kind of silly we had to go through this whole process just to get the rainbow generator itself after a huge amount of crafting. But there it is. Just waiting for this to go over there now. Yeah, there goes the other arm. So there's a drill you can put in here, and there's a couple of different programs that you can put in here. Oh, there's our safety valve that's popping off. We can go ahead and take our fuel out of there as we don't need that anymore. And just like that, we have finally the rainbow generator. And now we can place this guy down and it is working, or at least we're able to place it down. Now, another thing that we're going to need to do with all of these generators is go turn these to the redstone on, because we don't want these things running once we start putting different items inside of them. We want to be able to control this with some redstone conduits from Ender.io, conduit binder, that red alloy ingot once again, and we're going to probably dig underneath each and every one of these to go ahead and put a redstone conduit. The other thing that we're going to need to do is some of these are going to produce energy and fill up the internal buffer, depending on what size it is, rather quickly. So, with that being said, I think what we're going to have to do, this thing doesn't matter, this will run when all of these are going to run, is we're going to have to make this RF trash can here, which is just some cobblestone and some stone, and then a block of redstone, and we're going to have to dump the power out of each one of these, because like the furnace generator ought to fill up pretty quick. It has a very small internal buffer. Survivalist generator, same thing. So we want these to be continuously running whilst this is running and producing the rainbow stone upstairs. Now, I may look into storing the RF that this thing generates because it is a large quantity. But there again, we're only running this thing to get the rainbow stone. Automating some of this would be not so bad. I think the halitosis would be tough. Let's see. Auto crafting and some deep mob learning will get the majority of these running. But redstone is something that we don't have a lot of. Lava we can automatically make now. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting these up and running, which is what I'm going to do off camera. We're going to get some things, get these guys ready to run, and hopefully be producing some rainbow ingots in the next episode, because that is going to push us through the last quest and open up the overworld questing, which has quite a bit of stuff to it, and it's going to get very grindy. But that is going to do it for this episode today. A little long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you did, please leave a like. It helps me out a lot. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when videos like this are uploaded. Check the description below for all of the different ways to follow me, and I will see you on the next one.